So hey my YouTubers and everyone in the world, today is July the 8th. The time is now 10:10 a.m. guys. It's going to be a beautiful Friday all day. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so you guys can see more of me. Now today's topic is going to be 7 ways on how to deal with anger towards an ex, guys. We all have that one ex that we are so pissed off with. That it's like, hey, I can't believe you did this, you did that, I'm so mad, you left me like this and that. But listen, I wanted to talk to you guys about this topic because it's something that I experienced personally and I want you to know how you can get through it. Now, the first way you want to, get over this anger towards your ex, the first way on how to deal with that anger is to forgive that person. And I know that you guys are probably looking at me like, well, what she mean forgive that person? Like, this person did this person did that. What am I forgiving them for? At the end of the day, the true forgiveness of the situation is not for them, but it's for you. It's for you to be able to move on with your life. It's for you to be able to realize that, that part of your life is over. It's for you to be able to realize that it's so much better things out there, better opportunities. But if you're holding on to guilt and pain and hurt and sorrow and, dislike and disgust, then it's like this is the type of stuff that you're going to attract to you. And this is why I say forgiving that person and what they have done to you is so very important, because you got to realize that some people are so messed up inside, they can't help but do messed up things to other people. They can't help it. And that's why I feel like, yeah, it is important for you to get it together and realize that that forgiveness is for you, not for them. You got to forgive that situation. You got to forgive the disrespect. You got to forgive the fact that they were disloyal. You got to forgive that, because now you know moving forward, if you see those type of characteristics, you get away from it. If you see that a person reminds you of someone you used to date, then you already probably know what they're going to do, because you've been through this before. You've seen this story before. You read this book already. So at the end of the day, like I said before, forgive them. Now, the second way on how to deal with anger towards an ex, guys, is to imagine being a happier person. Imagine yourself doing the things that you love to do. Imagine yourself, being around people that love you and accept you for who you are and want you to be, the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Imagine being around people who actually don't make fun of you, disrespect you, try to belittle you. Imagine being around people who actually uplift your spirit. Why would you want to be with an ex that disrespected you, was disloyal, dishonest, and just didn't care, disregarded your feelings towards anything? Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't have that level of respect for you? This is why I say you got to learn to forgive them. And like I said, imagine yourself being happier, because when you imagine it up here, it's going to come forth in reality. So you'll start living a better life, a happier life, being around people who love you. And before you know it, you'll be the greatest version of yourself you could possibly be. Now, the third way on how to deal with anger towards an ex, guys, is understand that your ex and you were not meant to be together. Now, a lot of times this is a tricky one, because sometimes we feel like, oh my God, this is the love of my life. This is the person that I'm supposed to marry and have kids with and build a family with. And you have this complete fantasy of what you think that the relationship is supposed to be. But then this person is belligerent, disrespectful, out of line, disregarding your feelings, and that person is showing you that they're not loyal. So how could that be real love? You have to understand and come to the reality that you guys were not meant to be together. It's just that simple. And sometimes it's hard for us to accept that, especially when it's someone that we loved and we cared about. But, holding on to that weight is only going to slow you down. And once you come to that realization that you guys are not meant to be together, it's going to be easier to let this person go. It's going to be easier to say, okay, I love that person. We had our good times. But guess what? Those days are over. It's going to be easier to say, now it's time for me to move on to bigger and better things. So, yeah. Now, the fourth way on how to deal with anger towards an ex, guys, is to remember the lessons that this person taught you. You got to remember the lessons that they taught you. You got to remember how they made you feel. You got to remember the things that they did. And I'm not saying hold on to it in a bad way, but this is just strength to keep moving forward. Okay, that person did that to me. I'll never let it happen again. Okay, that person did this. That was a good time. That's a good memory. But if you think about this, the relationship, and you have more negative feelings than positive feelings, then that tells me that that person was toxic for your life. That tells me that relationship was not healthy for you. And a lot of people misunderstand things like this. Oh, well, I love him, so it has to be a healthy relationship. It has to work. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That could be the reason why you're not focused. That could be the reason why you're not your greatest version. That could be a reason why you walk around sad and unhappy and crying and depressed all the time. This is why I tell people, remember the lessons that that person taught you. Because you'll never allow someone to treat you like that ever again. Because you know how it made you feel. You know that it hurt your feelings. You know that it broke your heart. So you got to protect that. It's about you protecting you now. Now, the fifth way on how to deal with anger towards an ex, guys, is to take responsibility for your part in a situation. Now, this to me reminds me of a level of maturity that a lot of people are not on right now. People are so quick to point fingers someone else's way rather than to point fingers their way and realize where they went wrong or what they did that was messed up. That's why I feel like it's important for you guys to start taking responsibilities for your part in the situations that take place. If you know for sure that, okay, well, I did this in a relationship and I knew that was wrong, or I did this in a relationship and I knew that was wrong, you got to admit to yourself, because now you teaching yourself, okay, well, when in my new relationships, that's something I don't want to do. That's something I want to avoid, because I've been there and I've done that before and I know the outcome. That's something that I don't want to put myself through again. So now let me change this part of my characteristic so that I can avoid those situations happening in the future. That's how you got to see these type of situations. Don't sit there and point fingers someone else's way. You got to point fingers your way too, and take responsibilities on how you treat people, the things you do, the things you say, because it does come back. It really does. Now, the sixth way on how to deal with anger towards an ex, guys, is to rechannel that negative energy into something more positive. And I feel like this one is so important. If you guys notice behind me, there's a lot of paintings, there's crafts, there's different things that I did after that relationship to make sure that I'm channeling that negative energy into something more productive and positive. And it's produced so much for me. So many opportunities, finances. It's just produced, produced, produced. So my advice when it comes to situations like this is take that negative energy and do something more positive and productive with it. Because the negative energy is going to be there, especially if you're sitting there pondering and thinking about it and just driving yourself insane. So you might as well find something positive to do with that energy, something that you actually love to do, and you're going to see your life literally transform. You're not going to be the same person. You're not going to deal with things the same way. Like, you're going to get to a point where you're so mature that you realize that negative energy, that negative situation had to happen in order for me to be where I am today. If it wasn't for being heartbroken, crying in the middle of the night sometimes, just being depressed because I'm thinking about what could I have done differently. Like, if it wasn't for me having those situations and those character building moments, I would not be where I am today. That's why I'm telling you guys, take the negative energy and do something with it, because that's your strength right there. And trust me, if you're a writer, you're going to write the best stuff you would have ever written, because that feeling is real. That feeling is real. It's not something made up or something that you didn't experience before. You've been through this. So do something with it. You might as well get paid for that pain. Now, the last but not least way on how to deal with anger towards an ex, guys, and this one I feel is important, is you deserve better. Period. Period. You deserve better. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have positive relationships. You deserve to be healthy. You deserve to be free. You deserve to continue to move forward. You deserve to be with someone who's actually going to love you and cherish you and respect you and only want to be with you. You deserve that. And if a person that you was dating before did not give that to you, either they didn't know how, or they wasn't willing to put in the work, or they just stopped caring and just gave up. And you deserve someone that's never going to give up on you. You deserve someone that's going to be there every day or every other day to say, hey, how you doing? How's your day? What's going on? How you feeling? Showing, acts of concern. I feel like this is important. And a lot of people are willing to settle for less because they don't want to be alone. Well, listen, sometimes you just got to. But I hope that this helps you guys. And like I always say, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel because there's so much more to come. And make sure to visit my website, adaycreations.com, guys. Until the next video, peace.